Hello, this is Matt, and this is Whatcast. So this is part 2 then of the final debate. My reaction to this. Yesterday we had The Awake Souls, and today we have Stephen Alonzo. The final experiment was a big win for Flat Earth bloke, right? Now, obviously, when I do these reaction videos, I have never watched these first, so I've got no idea. Stephen Alonzo might only be on here for about 5 seconds. I've got no idea. If he's on quick, then I'll just go on to the next person. My videos will be the usual time. Let's check it out and see what whether this is yet another win for Flat Earth today for Stephen Alonzo.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. And I think we got the audio figured out, which is exciting.
I'm just going to move my top left URLs down so they can...
He's already annoying me, by the way.
See it.
Awesome.
Got a little...
I'm just gonna move this load of bollocks down so I can share nonsense bollocks with personal domes all over the screen in a minute.
less room to present than I originally prepared for. One sec, hold on.
No problem. If you'd like, just to do a real quick, brief introduction of yourself and where people can find you.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Stephen Alonzo. The last time
For those of you that don't know him, lucky you.
I was on here with Will, I think it was back in March, where we discussed maybe it might have been 3 of the final experiments. I'm actually going to put this down here. And for anyone who wants to find me, I would recommend YouTube first, just to see what I'm about. If you like what I talk about, you might like my...
You're probably going to find out what he's about in this, so there's no need to do that, right?
Content. So that's the Journal of Geocentric Cosmology. And then we have a website as well. And then more so recently, it's been the fitness that I'm focusing on. So last time...
Yeah. Flat Earth's alive and thriving, but I'm focusing on fitness now. Not because they've been completely destroyed by this, but let me... What is this he's showing? What the fuck is that? That's Stephen Alonzo before and after picture. Is this? What the fuck am I watching here?
Will, when we talked, I was 170 pounds. Let me put that up here just so you can kind of see the difference. So it's kind of funny now to weigh 20
It is. It's hilarious.
pounds more, but look better than I did before. So that's been a big change. And I track my weight every day, so I know that the weekly average is actually correct. So to be...
Will looks really impressed with this. What the fuck's he talking about?
Be at 190 pounds now and looking better has been great. So that's the flat
There's no curvature on that chart. What are you talking about there, Alonzo? I can't see it.
Earth fitness muscle
It's a fisheye lens on that chart. That's the only reason you've lost weight.
building program that I've been consistent with now for 6 months. And anyone who wants more fitness advice, that...
Fuck off. Hang on. What does Nathan Oakley say about this? That's what I want to know. Does anyone want more fitness advice from Alonzo, the same as the Earth advice?
No, you can fuck off.
That'd be the StephenAlonzo.fitness. Thanks for having me on, Will.
Awesome. Thank you. Cool. So let me start with the one question I think is going to be very difficult for...
The reason he lost weight is because he gets a bit sweaty in that personal dome.
for you to answer.
Okay, sounds fun. I'm ready.
I will state that I am not in any way trying to say that you're not smart when I ask you this question. And this question is not about you. It's about the Flat Earth community as a whole. Okay?
Okay.
And here's what the question is.
I'll say they're not smart. And I'll say that goes for all of them.
Why is it that there is a complete absence?
And I'm not that smart, and that's me saying that.
There's supposedly, and I believe it, millions of flat earthers in the world. Why is there a complete absence of flat earthers that have a PhD? Now, again, I don't have a PhD.
He's got a PhD. Stephen Alonzo's got a PhD. Gave it to himself, and I'm not making that up.
I don't have a PhD. It's very strange to me when you have this entire movement of people that are trying to say they know better than everyone else, and not a single one of them has a PhD. Why do you think that's the case?
You only get a PhD if you can regurgitate the Rockefeller lies that you're taught in the school system.
I would say it would have to come to the career path they chose. So if you're going to be a public-facing flat earther, you're most likely not going to be working in a field that requires a PhD.
If you're going to be a public-facing flat earther, you might want to think about getting out of it, maybe getting into fitness or something like that.
It's just off the top of my head, you're not going to be teaching at your local city college if you're also publicly making content about flat earth. So I think it comes to a career decision.
Yeah, because they'd realise you was a complete dickhead and wouldn't employ you.
Someone's point in life, what path do they want to go down to? Do they want to be able to do whatever they want and have entire freedom? Or do they want to be kind of more focused in a narrow path where they got to kind of be careful about what they say? And I'd like to clarify too, a PhD is not necessarily intelligent. It's more about knowledge.
Yes, for sure.
But you're right. That's a very fair question.
Don't mean you're intelligent, just means you remembered everything they taught you in the indoctrination camp.
To ask, because it does show that there is, I don't know, an anomaly, you could say, that should be addressed for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's an anomaly for sure. There's a lot of different, conspiracies and theories and ideas out there that have, large followings. And I don't know if there's another one where there's a complete absence of PhDs. So
it's funny if you notice there. Can you see it on your screen? Yep. Let me show you something. So Alonzo then, the right there, has got the AE map behind him on the wall. Still pretending that is reality.
Something for people to think about. Okay, Stephen, now is your time to get the stage. So again, I want you to
Shall we fast forward this a bit?
make a case that we live on a flat earth and the only rule is you can't mention the globe. So
yeah, for sure.
Fire.
For sure. Yes, it's the most exciting news you've ever told me. I'll get to do this. Can I plug my fitness thing again? This is me before and this is me after.
Away.
Let me just see the quality of my presenting. I'm just going to check on my phone to see how it's...
I'm just going to check my phone. Hang on a minute. Maybe you should have prepped this up, a twatso, before you came on.
looking, since I don't have the thing up on my computer.
That looks great. Unless you want to use the present from StreamYard.
I don't think I need to. It tends to be more messy that way, and it just be...
Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need what everyone else uses. I'm going to do it my own way, because that's not messy at all. That's why I've completely gone out of the picture fucking around with my phone for 6 hours.
Me more rambling rather than stuff like I know that I've studied.
We can't have you rambling, Alonzo. You'd never do that.
Can make a case for. So
Okay.
I guess one of the reasons why...
See, normally I'd put this on 1.25 speed, but his voice annoys me as it is, so I don't really want to hear him like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I would believe in flat Earth is, I guess, the sky observations that we observe in our daily life. They have to match some map or some model that we believe we live on. So the sun's analemma is one of the first things that beginner flat earthers get introduced to. We look up in the sky, take the same picture over a year, and we know based on the sky that there's going to be a smaller loop in the north and a larger loop in the south. This alone isn't debated. We can just go outside and observe this.
This is a Nathan Thompson argument.
The question comes when we try to fit it to a specific model. How do we fit that smaller loop in the north and the larger loop in the north? For example, if we try to use the South Polar AE model, it wouldn't work because that would mean we have a larger loop in the north and a smaller loop in the south. So we can falsify the South Polar very, very easy. Stuff like the...
So why have you got that ridiculous map on your wall then?
Oblique Mercator stereographic that the Awake Souls were presenting. They
don't use the Mercator. They use the virtual reality map.
Lemma also wouldn't work on that projection either because we know the sun's ground position. It has a latitude and longitude that isn't really debatable, and we have to make it fit to some model. Now,
nobody talks forever and says absolutely nothing more than Stephen Atwatzo.
I'm very aware of how the globe model works. So if you have a globe, let's not do a tilt. So without a
let's just not do a tilt.
If the sun's going up and down, And
So-
like from the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn.
Hey, Steven,
you get even stars.
I apologize.
He's brought the globe into it.
Sorry. So it better
brought-
fits flat Earth.
You brought the globe
Yeah.
into it. That's okay. So we're
But I was
gonna,
trying to say how it also works. I don't want people to think something can only work.
He did that deliberately because he could not make any evidence for a flat Earth. So he thought, oh shit, this is going up. I've talked enough bollocks now and said nothing. If I pick a globe up, he'll just gut me off.
Work on flat Earth. I always try to approach it from a senior level where I explain both concepts
Yeah, senior level, junior.
to people and then let them choose what is how they think better.
cool.
But yeah, so the Sundan Alumna makes
So
You're right, fuck off. It's just told you that you've just fucked that bit up. So piss off now. Now you're on to part 3.
more sense to me on flat Earth, and that's one of the reasons why I choose to believe in flat Earth.
okay, awesome. So
Nothing to do with the fact that you're a grifter then.
I can tell you right now, you're gonna have a lot of pushback on saying that the lights in the sky are
Pushback, you get a fucking clothesline if you were there.
telling us about the ground we live on, but that's okay. Okay, let's move on to the final experiments. I think I would have to talk to
I
you.
have 12 right up here if you want to
Amazing.
use my numbers.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And choose ones that we haven't talked about just because your audience.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what to do on your own live
Yeah.
I'm
stream.
prepared to discuss all 12. So if you want new content
I'm ready for all 12. I bet you are, because you would sit here for 6 hours trying to make new flat earthers on this platform.
as well,
Okay. I
go
think,
at it.
yeah, so Stephen, I think I have to talk to you about the South Pole.
South Pole, like that's number 8 on here, the South Pole for me.
Yeah.
We can definitely talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm up for the South Pole. Let's bring it on. Did I mention I'm now into fitness?
So you have stated in the past that you think you know where the South Pole station is. Can you please show me
Yeah.
where the South Pole station is on a flat Earth map?
Yeah, so one of the greatest
Yeah, so let me talk some shit for 10 minutes and hopefully you'll forget the question.
things about being a software developer is that I can approach these concepts in different ways. Let me just see if I have this as a slide. This is section 8. Section 8, link 2.
Here we go. There is one of the personal domes. We all have them, you know.
Yeah, so because I developed my own model, it's very easy for me to
It's really easy. I've just took 5 minutes to get to this point. It's easy.
do original content and not have to just deny observable reality. So
Yeah, so you do just deny observable reality by creating ridiculous domes.
Gas go down, go boom boom, my friend.
the Emerson Scott South Pole Station has a longitude of negative 139 degrees west. So this would be southeast of New Zealand, and it would be southwest of United States.
Would it?
Okay, cool. Can you zoom out a little bit? So that, is it possible so people can see where you're putting it?
Possibly, yeah. Let me see.
Well, I can possibly zoom out. I don't know. Let me see.
Cool. Okay, hopefully people
You can't work that out. I'll just work with computers. Can you zoom out? Oh, I don't know yet. Let me try.
can see the United States there, Canada, New Zealand's on the right. Awesome. Is it possible for me to see the entire map?
No, but
That's
I
okay.
think
No. Why not?
I have another photo though where I do. Let me just see. What do I have here? Possibly this.
What? Or should I say, what?
Does this slide help you?
It does. Where are you putting the South Pole Station?
So that would be to the. It's covered by the top part. So that would be to the left of the U in the Flat Earth universe.
Okay, awesome. So we have one problem, Stephen.
We've got one problem. The Earth ain't flat.
There's a company called White Desert, and they take people to not only Antarctica by plane, they take them to the South Pole Station. And they are headquartered in Cape Town, South Africa, which is at the bottom of your map there. And they can get to the South Pole on a 7-hour flight. So if you can go back to that map, I think everybody will quickly see that that would be an impossibility.
But doesn't he pretend that time speeds up or distances narrow in the south for no reason? Just because? Doesn't he pretend that? I think he pretends that.
Yeah, I have a slide to demonstrate that as well. Let me just see which one it is.
I got a slide for that.
Oh, it's in my original notes. Let me see if I can zoom up on this one a little bit.
No problem.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying.
What the fuck is that? What is he showing there? If that was my slide, I'd hide it.
You're saying like it would either be a Pac-Man effect or it'd be similar to what we talked about before, where the relative speed of... Yes.
I'm sorry that I keep cringing. I can't help it.
So for those of your audience who don't know, I believe that walking around the edge of the firmament is the exact same speed as if you were walking around the North Pole. So that has to do with that Lorentz ether transformation. But this is how I would argue what you're saying about for those flights.
Walking around the entire edge of the ridiculous non-existent disk takes just as long as walking around the North Pole, according to this bell end.
Okay, well, we're not talking about walking, so I'm a little bit confused there.
Distance. So I'm just trying to give an example for distance. So flying, walking, just traveling, any method of...
He's trying to argue that the distance from the point of the ridiculous personal igloo that he had at the top of that there to the other side is as far as the tiny bit of that he gives for the North Pole in the center of that map. People believe that that's true and follow this prick.
Of traveling.
Gotcha. Okay, so it takes me 7 hours to get from the center of the United States to Hawaii. So looking at your map there, this is not making a lot of sense to me.
Correct. So
Correct. It doesn't make any sense. But did I mention that I now do fitness?
distance has to be relative. So that's what I'm trying to
That's all relative. Can be anywhere then, can't it? Just everything can be anything.
say. This. So you know the North Pole, it's a very tiny, you would assume it's a tiny spot on flat Earth. Walking around that is the same as walking around the edge. So that duration, that time, assuming a constant speed, the duration ends up being the exact same.
How?
That means distance becomes relative. So
Distance is just relative. Or it's just the South Pole on the other side of the ball to the North Pole. Does that not make more sense, a twatso?
to give the extreme example, just so we don't waste a lot of time, I do agree that flights match the globe and that the flat Earth does measure to a globe.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You know why? Do you know why that is? Because there is no flat Earth. It's just a globe. So you have to concede that point, but you probably didn't before TFA.
It sounds like I could possibly break the 4-minute mile if I just do it in Antarctica.
No, because the distance measures to the globe. So that's the thing. No one actually knows they're traveling at relativistic.
Yeah, no one knows. Only Steve and Alonzo. That's the only person that knows that the entire outside crust of the pizza is only about 4 miles, really. That's all. It just seems like it's longer when you look at it from afar, like that no one ever has, never been a picture of it. But if you look at it from above, you can see it looks like it'll take you forever. But when you actually do it, it's just a couple of hours, just like the North Pole same.
Speeds. Like, for example, the Antarctica yacht races. Like, this is all well documented. No one's actually traveling that. Well, they are, but they don't know they are because it's from the observer's frame of reference.
Okay. Awesome. I want to talk about one other.
So they're saying the yacht race, the reason it takes the time it takes is because it just goes, you just go faster when you're down the south. But for no reason whatsoever, because it's just relative.
Thing with you, which is the South Celestial Pole.
South Celestial Pole. Cool. I made that as my number.
To his credit, as annoying as he is, at least he all of his arguments are fucking ridiculous, but at least he attempts to make them and continue rather than just pretend that everything in TFE was just fake and everyone's a shill.
Number 10 note. So let me see, page 9, was that over here? South Celestial Pole. Yeah, so this is extremely easy to understand since longitude is a continuous coordinate system.
This is extremely easy to understand, and I'm going to show you how I don't understand it by even talking about it, because everything I say sounds like it's a lie.
Let me see. So that would be slide 10. We need to get experiment 10 link up. We can look at this.
I think Will's losing patience with this prick.
From 2 ways, I guess. So this one that we had over here is a perfect way to.
Yeah, I want people to understand. I want people to understand your model and why it differs from the globe model. So the globe says that there's only one south celestial pole, and that it's only visible from one geographic location. Your model says there's an infinite number of south celestial poles, and it's visible from an infinite number of locations.
Yeah, now just to correct you, you might be thinking of the South Pole star. The South Celestial Pole is an abstract location that absolutely is visible 100% of the time. I'm not sure if we're talking about two different things.
Well, you've said to me before online that you believe there's an infinite number of south celestial poles, and I think your sheet
infinite south celestial poles, or just one, and the Earth's a globe.
Brought up said that
the South Celestial Pole is this dot right here, that little dot in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's infinite of them. You can look 5 degrees to your left and you'll be looking at another focus point. So it's an arbitrary, all it means is wherever celestial declination of -90 is, that's your South Celestial Pole. So
yeah, so just to clarify for the audience, in your model, if two different people were in Antarctica and went to 90 degrees south and they were nowhere near each other, they would both have a south celestial pole directly above them.
Not directly above them. It depends on your latitude. So, for example, when MC Toon did the sundial prediction that matched the flat Earth model, he had to set the stick to 80 degrees of elevation, just like we would on flat Earth, but to match your latitude. So no, your South Celestial Pole is exactly equal to whatever your southern latitude is. This is a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, but 90 degrees south in your model is a very big distance.
Correct. It's a continuous coordinate system.
Correct. So what I'm saying is you can have multiple people at 90 degrees south on your model that are nowhere near each other. They're tens of thousands of miles away from each other.
90 degrees south on the globe is one place. 90 degrees south on his ridiculous model is everywhere around the outside. That's what Will's trying to say. And if 90 degrees south on a globe, you would look directly up and see the South Celestial Pole above your head directly. And he's very cleverly, well, not cleverly because he sounds like a prick, but he's trying to avoid the question because he knows that it couldn't be directly above everybody on 90 degrees south on his map. Can't be directly above all of their heads at the same time.
Correct, but not only that, that's just how it works. You can confirm this with any type of astronomy software. You go to a place like, where is this? This is New Zealand.
Astronomy software, what, they use the globe? Yeah, you probably can.
For the same time, you'll see the Southern Cross is to your bottom.
The Southern Cross? What's that?
Right? You go to another place.
Maybe he's thinking of a different cross, not the Southern Cross, the Southern Cross. How many Southern Crosses are up there? Oh, there's one directly there, another Southern Cross, just over Southern Cross, Nalvan Cross. If you go to the North Pole, there's the Nalvan Cross just above your head there, or the Nalf Star.
Place like Chile, same time, you see the Southern Cross is to the top left.
The what cross?
Where I think you're getting confused is that you're not aware that in the daytime, the South Celestial Pole still exists, just if you're not able to locate it yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to pinpoint for you and for the audience here is that in your model, two people at different geographic locations would both, if they were both at 90 degrees south, would both have the South Celestial Pole directly above them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's pretty easily falsified because there's actually only one physical location on Earth that you can film the South Celestial Pole above you, and that's right next to the South Pole Research Station. So there's a reason that it's only ever been filmed there and that no one has ever been able to do that in any other location in Antarctica, and that's because we live on a globe.
Correct. So you're now...
Correct. So we end it there? Correct. He's just agreed. No, let's not end it there. He's got that ridiculous explanation as to why that's not true, even though it is blatantly provably true.
Talking about the South Celestial Pole being directly above you, as opposed to what we were talking about before, where you could have infinite, for example, at 80 degrees of latitude.
Correct.
So at Union Glacier, there's still...
Why is he trying to pretend he didn't understand that? You've both spoke about 90 degrees for the last 10 minutes.
Still a South Celestial Pole.
But it's not directly above you.
So you're talking about a place where you could find it directly above you?
Yeah.
90 degrees!
Yes.
So I would still agree with that as well. Anywhere along the firmament at negative 90 degrees south, you could film it directly above you.
Yeah.
So that
No.
example I gave before, the geographic South Pole, that is one of the many possibilities you can go to have it directly above you. Anywhere along the firmament, it would be directly above you.
Okay, cool. And what I'm trying to say is that
He knows what you're trying to say. He knows he has no answer for it, so he's pretending that he doesn't know what you're trying to say. It's pathetic.
this would be a very easy test for you to do is to just go to another place other than where the South Pole Research Station is and show that the South Celestial Pole is above you, but it can't be done. It's never been done because there's only one place that it can happen, and that's because we live on a globe. So something...
I would also, though, argue that the distance between two spots looks really far on the projection that we're using. But due to that relativistic distance I mentioned earlier, it's no different than...
So you're trying to pretend that entire ring, if that is your ring or if that is your ring, whichever, I don't know which ring you're claiming, right? But you're trying to pretend that so let's say, I don't know where the celestial pole would be on the globe, but let's say the research center that Will was talking about is there, right? So you're trying to say that the bloke that's standing there is still looking directly up and seeing the South Celestial Pole next to the bloke that's standing there, directly next to each other, because that's what it would have to be for that to work.
being right at the North Pole.
Yeah, but
Like those two spots are no different than if you're just at the North Pole. It's like just saying hi to your friend. Like
Yeah,
it's
but-
that close to each other.
looking at your map here, you have a blue arrow going south from New Zealand. You have a blue arrow going south from South
Yes.
America. If two people got on their own individual boats and went until they got to the Antarctic coastline, they're going to be nowhere near each other.
I would disagree. So the closer you get to
You
negative
think
90
them two
south,
people-
you drastically get closer.
I would disagree. He thinks that the bloke at this place here and the bloke at this place here would be next to each other. What the fuck? And people listen to this prick.
Together. I would agree
Like on the
though
globe.
with you if we're talking about like where you were at Union Glacier. You're right. That's no so Union Glacier and
He doesn't care about Union Glacier. He's talking about 90 degrees south. You know what he's talking about. You're pretending that he's talking about something else because it works better for you if you're talking about 80 degrees.
like Wolf's Fang Runway, those are nowhere near each other. But if you continue going south from Union Glacier and continue going south from Wolf's Fang Runway, yes, I do believe that right at exactly 90, if it's even possible to get there, they would meet up somehow, absolutely.
Jesus Christ. So he thinks at 80 degrees they're nowhere near each other. But when you get further away from each other on his map, you then become closer together in reality.
Like that big loop that I talked about, that's how I think it works.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, Steven, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Do ya?
I'm glad to be on here.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Have a good one.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Steven Alonzo. Best news is we have just raised another $250 for the Exodus Road. So we'll go ahead and get that updated to $500. I want to remind everybody that you must have your camera on.
Right. How long did... Yeah, half an hour of Stephen Alonzo. I don't know who's up next. I don't know whether... You can't beat that. I don't think you can top that for ridiculousness. But I guess we'll find out. Same time, same place tomorrow. See you later. Please subscribe. Please buymeacoffee.com/whatcast to support the show and follow. I don't even know what you call it. Is it subscribe? Is it follow? I don't know. Whatever you can do to support the channel, do it. If you don't mind. Cheers. Bye.